Welcome once again, gentle folks. Thank you for joining me for another video for your English Premier League betting tips and predictions. I hope you had a wonderful game week last week and you got some great winnings. Well, for this week is the final week before we head into the Football World Cup, and I hope that we can go home this week with some really good winnings. So we're going to start off this week with Manchester City versus Brentford. All right, let's jump straight into it. And so for this game, as usual, all of us will be saying that City should win this game. Yes, I expect Manchester City to win this one, and I'm expecting also that both teams should score. In terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. $2.40. That's really lovely. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying here that each one should end 3-1. And in terms of my anytime goal scores, I'm going to go here with with not having anytime goal scorers here as yet. Well, but my anytime goal scorers would be the usual suspects. I have Ivan Toney, he should be back for this game. You have Whistle as well, who scored in the last game and gave an assist. And you have Mbuma, who was overdue a goal. Both himself and Whistle, they were overdue a goal. So there are possible scorers, those three guys for Brentford. That is for Manchester City. You have the usual suspects, Erling Haaland, Phil Foden, Myers, depending on the amount of time he gets, also Kevin De Bruyne, and also you have Consola will be out. Rodri is due a goal. I think this time last season he had maybe about 3 goals. He's yet to score. Bernardo Silva as well could score as well. So those are the guys who could possibly score in this game. But for me, I'm going to go with Bernardo Silva to be my anytime goal scorer. He's not here and I can't show you the odds for him, but it should be a good one. I think it should be over $3 something. So Bernardo Silva should be my anytime goal scorer in this game. Since I can't show you the odds for the anytime goal scorer, I'm just going to jump down to the handicap system and I'm going to show you here. For me, I'm going to go with City to win this one by a goal. We're getting $1.40 for that. It's fine. Alright, so recapping predictions for Manchester City versus Brentford. I'm expecting Manchester City to win. Expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination bet, I'd say either to win and both to score. I think this is one of the safest bet with this game, yeah. And in terms of predicted scoreline, I'm saying 3-1 in favor of Manchester City. And on the handicap system, I would go ahead and take Manchester City to win this one by a goal. For me, as I said to you earlier, my anytime goal scorer would be Bernardo Silva. Can't show you the odds here for him because Betway has not yet updated their platform with same. So those are my predictions for Manchester City versus Brentford, and then we're going to move right along on over to AFC Bournemouth versus Everton. Everton have been having a wonderful season so far, and I'm expecting it to continue. But this game is going to be a close one, and I think this one is going to be anybody's game, to be honest with you. And so therefore, it's going to come back down to who defends better. And because I do believe that both of these teams are going to get opportunities to score, and they're going to get more than one opportunity to score. And so therefore I'm expecting either of them to win here. So I'm going to start off by saying both teams to score. And sorry about that. Combination bet, either team to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I am going here with Bournemouth being at home. Bournemouth winning this one 2-1. Everton have to be careful because Bournemouth could get away and they could end up winning this one 3-1. Alright, so those are my predictions for this particular game. And as I said here earlier in the previous prediction, Manchester City versus Brentford, we don't have the odds here for the anytime goal scorers, so I can't share them with you. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run through some names with you. And as it relates to Bournemouth, you have the usual suspects. You have Solanke, you have Kiefer Moore, depending on the amount of time Kiefer Moore gets. You have Billing, who plays in the midfield as well. You have Tanvir as well. Both of those guys scored in the last game. And you have Lerma as well, who could pop up and score a goal for you as well. You have Jaden Anthony, doesn't get much time. He's a substitute, usually used as a substitute. He could come on and score too. And also over on the Everton side of the football, you have Garden. He's been getting a limited amount of time though, but Garden is one who could score. Gray could score as well. Dwight McNeil, depending on the amount of time he gets, he can score as well. And also Iwobi as well, you have to look out for him. I think Calvert-Lewin is out injured, so Mope should start this game, and Mope could score for you as well. So for me, my anytime goal scorer in this game, I'm going to go with Lee Mope. I think he will get an opportunity or two, and he should put away at least one. So I'm going to go with Neil Mope to be my anytime goal scorer here. And as I said to you, if you don't want to bet the correct score here, you don't want to bet an outright winner, you can always go ahead and, well, you go ahead and then go on the handicap system and you pick a side, you bet an outright winner. Alright then, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Dortmund to win this one. I'm going to go with Dortmund to win by a goal, but I'm going to take a draw here on the handicap system based on my predicted scoreline. Alright, so recapping predictions for Dortmund versus Everton. I'm expecting both teams to score, and both teams to score, yes. And in terms of a combination bet, I would say either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Dortmund. I think it could go to 3-1 as well, or 2-0. Well, I doubt it. I think both teams are going to score in this game, yeah. And also on the handicap system, I'll go with a draw. And as I said to you earlier, I'm going to take Neil Mope to be my anytime goal scorer, especially if he starts in this game. Otherwise, it's Anthony Gordon or Matt Neal, alright, to score at any point in this game. Can't show you the odds because Betway has not yet updated its platform with same. Alright, so those are my predictions for Dortmund versus Everton, and we're going to move on from this game on to Liverpool versus Southampton. And for Liverpool versus Southampton, we're expecting Liverpool to win here. Southampton fired the coach earlier today, so now they're on the lookout for a new coach. Don't know if Pochettino will be going back there, I doubt it. Yes, but Liverpool to win this one, I do believe. Liverpool to win. I'm seeing both teams to score. Liverpool have shaped up a little bit. This is defensive. They are a little bit better defensively, but I still do expect both teams to score in this game. And in terms of a combination bet, I'll go with either team to win and both to score. And also, my predicted scoreline for this game, I'm going to go with Liverpool winning this one 3-1. Alright, otherwise, win this one about 2-0, I think. Alright, on the handicap system, if you want to go on the handicap system, you can go ahead and you take Liverpool to win by a goal. That's what I would do. And $1.65 is good enough for me. Alright, so then the usual suspect, usual scores, you have on the Liverpool side of football, you have Salah, you have Darwin, you have Firmino, you have Elliott, he's due a goal again, and also Van Dijk hasn't scored. I don't think he's scored since season, but he's due a goal too. And also Fabinho, he's due a goal as well. He doesn't score very often, but he pops up with some special ones, so you have to look out for it. In terms of Southampton, is you have Shea Adams, and you have Aribo, and also you have Stuart Armstrong. No, Adam Armstrong rather, not Stuart Armstrong. You have Elwin Newsy as well. Those guys could pop up and score for you at any point in this game. Alright, so but for me, my anytime goal scorer in this game, I'm going to go with Darwin Núñez to be my anytime goal scorer in this game. Expecting Darwin Núñez to be my anytime goal scorer here. Recapping the other predictions for this game, Liverpool versus Southampton, I'm expecting Liverpool to win, expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination / double chance bet, I would go for either team to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 3-1 in favor of Liverpool, and on the handicap system, I'm going ahead and taking Liverpool to win this one by a goal. Alright, so those are my predictions for Liverpool versus Southampton, and now we'll move on to Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace. Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace. And for this game now, it should be an interesting matchup. I do believe that Nottingham Forest is a bit unpredictable. I think they could end up beating Crystal Palace here, believe it or not. And so therefore Crystal Palace will have to be careful. They have to be on the lookout. I'm going to go with Nottingham Forest to win this one. I will say both teams to score. And in terms of a combination bet, I go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying here 2-1 in favor of Nottingham Forest. Otherwise, they're winning 2-0 or 1-0. And in terms of not combination, handicap system, go ahead and take Nottingham Forest to win by a goal, but we're going to take a draw here based on my predicted scoreline. Alright, a three-way handicap. The predicted anytime goal scorers for this game. For Crystal Palace, we have Zaha. He was over their goal. He scored in the last game. Zaha, you have Eze, you have Michael Lisa. He scored in the last game as well. And you have also Jordan Ayew as well. And you have their other players there who could pop up and score. Schlupp as well could pop up and score for you. And also on the Nottingham side of the football, you have Gibbs White. who could score as well for you as well. You have Lingard, who's overdue a goal. If he gets enough time, he can score as well. And also Brennan Johnson, he can score as well if he gets enough time as well. And also you have what's his name here? You have Oyunui. He could score as well. So, but my anytime goal scorer in this particular game, I'm going to go with Wilfried Zaha to be my anytime goal scorer in this game. Alright. So recapping the other predictions for Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace. I'm expecting Nottingham Forest to win. Expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination slash double chance bet, I would say either team to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 2-1 in favor of Nottingham Forest, and on the handicap system I'm going to take draw. Alright, so those are my predictions for Nottingham Forest versus Crystal Palace, and then we'll move right along on to Tottenham Hotspurs versus Leeds. And for Tottenham Hotspurs versus Leeds, I'm expecting here Tottenham Hotspurs to close out this section of the season before we head into the World Cup with a win, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy against Leeds. Leeds are fighting, they're fighting hard, and so therefore it's not going to be easy against. I'm going to expect both teams to score as well. Don't think Son will be playing this game. I think he should be sitting out this one. So Kulusevski might start this one, and so if he starts, then it might be better for Tottenham Hotspurs. Alright, so in terms of a combination, I'll go with either team to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline for me, I'm saying here 3-1 in favor of Tottenham Hotspurs. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take Tottenham to win this one by a goal. My anytime goal scorers, as I said to you, they are not yet, the system has not yet been updated with the odds for the anytime goal scorers, so I can't show you the odds. But what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna run through a couple of persons rather who I think could pop up and score for us this weekend, yeah. And so on the Tottenham Hotspurs side of the football, you have Harry Kane, the usual suspect. You have Holberg as well. You have also Sessegnon. If he starts, he could score as well. Bentancur, he's due a goal. He's pushing more forward nowadays. Basuma could score as well. If he starts the game, he could score for you as well. And also, depending on how much time Lucas Moura gets on the pitch, he could score. Also, Kulusevski, he could score as well for you. Alright, on the Leeds side of the football, you have Rodrigo, you have Rodrigo, you have Somerville, who seems to be a super sub of late, especially the last 2 or 3 games. Yeah, seems to be a super sub. So those two guys, Rodrigo, Somerville. Also, you have Aronson, who could pop up for you as well, and also you have Harrison, and you have Greenwood, who scored a couple in the last game. That might give him some confidence and he might come up and score again. So those are the guys that you have to look out for. But for me, my anytime goal scorer, I'm going to go with Harry Kane. Harry Kane is in a good scoring form. I think he's scored in the last 6 or 7 games for Tottenham Hotspurs, all competitions that is. And so therefore I'm going with Harry Kane to be my anytime goal scorer. So recapping predictions for Tottenham Hotspurs versus Leeds, I'm expecting Tottenham Hotspurs to win, both teams to score as well. In terms of a combination slash double chance bet, I'm going with either team to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline 3-1 in favor of Tottenham Hotspurs. And on the handicap system, that is, I'm going with Tottenham Hotspurs to win this one 1-0, not 1-0, with them to win this one by a goal. My humblest apologies. Alright, so those are my predictions: Tottenham Hotspurs versus Leeds. And now we're going to head on over to West Ham versus Leicester. Leicester seem to have found some form at the right time, it seems, and so therefore they still have a lot of work to do to escape that the jaws of the of the bottom 3. Alright, they have to continue to press on if they want to stay away from there. But West Ham versus Leicester United, and for this game now, this one should be an interesting matchup. It should be a good matchup, but I do believe this one is going to end in a draw, and I'm expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of predicted scoreline, I'm saying here this one should end 2-all. In terms of my anytime goal scorers, you have the usual suspects. You have Stamaka, he could score. Gianluca Stamaka could score. Gerard Bowen, he's due a goal as well. Souček, who always has a goal in him, can score as well. And also you have Fornells and Lanzini. Those guys, you have to look out for those guys on the western side of the football. On the Leicester side of the football, you have to look out for Dr. Patson and James Vardy, as well as Madison, as well as Barnes. Barnes looked lively in the last game, and he could come about again and cause some problem. So you have to look out for him. And also we have Tielemans. Yuri Tielemans seemed to be hitting form at the right time, which is good for Belgium heading into the World Cup. And so but out of all of those list of guys, I'm going to go with I think there to be my anytime goal scorer. I'm going to go with what's his name there again? I'm going to go with James Madison. Yeah, I'm going to go with James Madison to be my anytime goal scorer for this game. Alright, so recapping the other predictions for West Ham versus Leicester United, I'm going with a draw here. I'm expecting both teams to score as well. In terms of predicted scoreline, I'm saying 2-2. Alright, so those are my predictions for West Ham versus Leicester. Now we're going to move on to Newcastle United versus Chelsea. And this one is another interesting matchup, another close one I think it's going to be. I won't be surprised if this ends in a draw, to be honest with you. I won't be surprised if it ends in a draw, but I'm going to give Newcastle the win here. I'm expecting both teams to score as well. And in terms of a double chance, I will go with either to win and both to score. Predicted scoreline, I'm going to say here, Newcastle to win this 1-2-1. Otherwise, it could go to 3-1 if Chelsea are not careful, or it could flip the other way around. Yeah, so let's go to the handicap system, and I'm taking here Newcastle win by a goal, but I'm gonna take a draw on the handicap system based on my predicted scoreline. Alright, so the goal scorers here, you have I think Callum Wilson is out, and also Isak is out as well. So you have Gimenez, you have Willock, you have Almiron, who is on fire, he could score as well. And you also have what's his name, you have I don't remember the guy's name exactly at the moment, but those are the possible goal scorers on the Newcastle side of football. If Wilson starts, then he's a scorer as well, possible goal scorer as well, anytime goal scorer, that is. And the Chelsea side of the football, you have Kai Havertz, you have Sterling, you have Mount, and you have also Aubameyang. Depends on the amount of time he gets. Those guys, any one of those guys could score at any point in this game. But for me, my anytime goal scorer in this game, I'm going to go with Kai Havertz to be my anytime goal scorer, especially if he starts. Alright, otherwise, outside of that, I'll go with Mason Mount to be my anytime goal scorer. Alright, so recapping the remainder of the predictions for Newcastle versus Chelsea, I'm expecting Newcastle to win. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'll go and I say either team to win and both to score. In terms of predicted scoreline, I'm saying here 2-1 in favor of Newcastle United. In terms of the handicap system, I'll go ahead and take a draw on the three-way here on the handicap system. Alright, so those are my predictions for Newcastle versus Chelsea, and let's move right along onto our next game. And our next game is Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Arsenal, and this one should be an interesting matchup because really and truly I'm expecting Arsenal to handle business here, but you never know when a theme is down and they decide to fire back, then it's going to be tough. Alright, and the Wolverhampton Wanderers, they are not the easiest team to beat at home. Alright, so it's going to be tough for Arsenal, I believe, and Arsenal would have to be on the lookout because this game could end in a draw if they're not careful, yeah? And so therefore, but for me, I'm going to go here and I'm going to take Arsenal to win. Anyways, Arsenal to win, but I don't expect them to win by much. Both teams scoring, I'm going to say no, both teams won't score. In terms of a combination bet, I'd say either team to win and both not to score. Predicted scoreline, I'm going here with Arsenal to win this one 2-0. Otherwise, I think they win 1-0. But my anytime goal scorers, as usual for this game, I'm going to go with let's just run through the Arsenal side of the business. For Arsenal, you have Gabriel Jesus, hasn't scored in a while, he's overdue a goal as well. You have Martinelli, you have also Odegaard, and you have Xhaka, and you have Thomas Partey, who seems to be popping up and getting some odd goals. Saka as well, he's overdue a goal as well, so he could come in and score as well. Zinchenko is back, so they should get some good service. Well, they have been getting good service, but they should get some more going forward. Yeah, So those are the possible anytime goal scorers on the Arsenal side of the football. And in terms of Wolverhampton Wanderers, you have Neves, you have Adama Traore, and you also have Gies, and also you have Prudence. Those guys are my anytime goal scorer for Wolves. But for me, my anytime goal scorer, I'm going to take my anytime goal scorer from Arsenal, and my anytime goal scorer in this game is going to be Gabriel Martinelli. I think Gabriel Martinelli should come through and score in this game again. Otherwise, I think it's going to be Martin Odegaard who could pop up and score here for Arsenal. Yeah, so those are the two guys that I would consider for my anytime goal scorer. So recapping my other predictions for Arsenal versus Wolverhampton Wanderers, I'm expecting Arsenal to win. I'm expecting both teams not to score. In terms of a combination / double chance bet, I'd say either team to win and both not to score. And also, if I were to go on the handicap system, I'll go ahead and I'll take Arsenal to win this one by a goal as well. Otherwise, my predicted scoreline, correct score, I'm saying Arsenal should win this one 2-0. Otherwise, I think they win 1-0, and it could go up as far as 3-0, I believe. Alright, so those are my predictions for Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Arsenal. And now we move on to Brighton versus Aston Villa. And for Brighton versus Aston Villa seems to have found a new leash on life, and so therefore they have been doing really well. They had a really convincing results against Manchester United over the weekend, and so therefore I'm expecting them to continue in their winning ways, and it should be it's going to be another tough challenge for them. And we have Brighton is usually not an easy team to beat at home either, and so therefore it should be a little bit tougher for Aston Villa this time around, but it's going to be an interesting matchup. It should be a good matchup, and but I do believe this one is going to end in draw. I'm expecting both teams to score. In terms of a correct scoreline for me, I'm saying here 2 goals apiece. Otherwise, I'm saying 1 goal apiece. Alright. So in terms of possible anytime goal scorers in this game, on the Brighton side of football, you have Pascal Gross, you have Trossard as well, and you have Salimarsh, and you also have Welbeck. If he comes back, he could come back and score a goal for you as well. And on the Aston Villa side of the football, you have Bailey. Depending on the amount of time he gets, he can come on and score as well. You have Ollie Watkins, and you have Danny Ings as well, who could come up and score for you. Alright. So, but for me, my anytime goal scorer in this game, I'm going to go with my anytime goal scorer to be Leandro Trossard. Also, that I would have gone with Pascal Gross, but my anytime goal scorer for this game is Leandro Trossard. As I said to you earlier, folks, I can't show you the odds for the anytime goal scorers at the moment because Betway has not yet updated the platform with those odds, right? So going through the remainder of the predictions for this game, I'm expecting this one to end in a draw, and I'm expecting both teams to score. Predicted scoreline for me, correct scoreline, I'm saying here 2-2. Otherwise, I think it's 1-1, yeah. But I do expect it to end in a draw. If one team does squeeze the other, I think it should be Brighton. But for me, I'm taking a draw in this one. Alright, so those are my predictions for Brighton versus Aston Villa. Now we're going to move right along on over to Fulham versus Manchester United. Manchester United coming off a loss. So does Fulham coming off a loss as well against Manchester City. And both teams should be looking to get it done. And so therefore now, I'm not sure if Mitchell will be back for this one. He was out with I think it was a foot injury or some form of foot injury or something of the sort in the last game, and though he might not come back for this game, but let's see. So for this game now, for certain it's going to be a tough one, but Manchester, I'm expecting them to dig in and fight it out. Expected both teams to score. In terms of a combination bet, I'm expecting both teams to score, but in terms of a combination bet, I'll go all the way down to here, and I would come here and I would say either team to win and under 3.5 in terms of my combination / double chance bet. Correct scoreline now. My correct scoreline for this game, I'm saying here that we should have 2-1 victory for Manchester United. Otherwise, I think they could end up winning this one 2-0. Yeah. So those are my predictions in terms of correct scoreline for this game. The anytime goal scorers in this game, you have Marcus Rashford on the Manchester side of the football. You have Cristiano Ronaldo, depending on the amount of time he gets. He's a bit out of form though. And you have also I said Marcus Rashford just now, right? Yeah, so Marcus Rashford. Martial, I think Martial is back. He could come in and score as well. And not certain Anthony will be playing. And also Sancho, if he plays, he's not going to get a lot of time. Yeah, but those guys are the possible goal scorers for Manchester United. Eriksen is the overdue goal for Manchester United as well, so he could come up and score as well. Bruno Fernandes, I think, will be out of this game. And also, on the Fulham side of the football, in terms of anytime goal scorers, I am going to go here with you have Andreas, you have Paulino, and also you have William, and you have Kibano. I think Kibano is back. I think he's back from an injury. Depending on the time he gets, he could pop up and score as well. And therefore, if Mitrovic plays, he's a possibility that he could score as well. Alright, but for me, my anytime goal scorer, I'm going to go with Marcus Rashford to be my anytime goal scorer. Outside of that, I would go with Cristiano Ronaldo. Alright, depending on him, especially if he gets a good amount of time, or Martial as well. Yeah. So the remainder of my predictions for Fulham versus Manchester United, I'm expecting both teams to score in terms of a combination / double chance bet. I go with either to win and under 3.5 goals. In terms of the correct score here, I'm saying 2-1 in favor of Manchester United. Otherwise, I think it should be 2-0 in favor of Manchester, or maybe 1-0. Alright, but that's how the cookie should crumble for this particular game, I do believe. Alright, based on how both teams have been playing in recent times. So, gentle folks, we have come to the end of this video and the end of my predictions and betting tips for this game week for your Premier League, the English Premier League. I hope you were taking notes. Also, I thank you for watching. Continue to share this video on your social media platforms and encourage your friends to come along. And also, as I said to you, whenever you're betting, ensure that you put no more than 3 or 5 predictions per slip. The less predictions per slip, the stronger the possibility of you winning. Also, the smaller your yes, you might be saying, but if I have less outcomes on my betting stick, I'm gonna need to put a ton of money on it. Well, that's true somewhat. Yeah, but there's something in betting, just like trading, forex trading, option trading. You accumulate what you earn. Yeah, so you say if you can make let's say $500 or $200 every week, you make that incrementally every week, and then maybe by the end of the month, depending on the system you're using, you could find yourself with $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. Yeah, so that's how you have to do. You can't look at the big picture first. You have to look at the small picture first, and then you move on from there. Ladies and folks, thank you for joining. Watch my videos, ensure that you subscribe, so that as soon as I send out these videos, you get the notification whenever you subscribe. That is, hit the notification bell, so as soon as my video drop, then you get it. All right, thank you for watching, thank you for your time, and happy betting, and have a great weekend. Stay safe, and all the best for the World Cup. All right, thanks.